The hype train has arrived. Yum Rinseless has landed in the States. Stick around and see if it's all hype or if it's actually pretty good. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ryan. This is Fine Detailing. Thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps me get in front of more viewers. And if you like content like this, usually get content every Sunday if you live in North America. So thanks for tuning in. Today we are testing a brand new rinseless wash to the global market. This is Yum Car Care. They're out of the UK, and they've launched a brand new rinseless wash. We'll get into the video. I'm going to show you two different dilutions, and then I'm also going to show you the if it foams. I've got this bad boy mixed up here in the IKE foamer. A few notes about this, and we'll jump right in, and I'll give you my thoughts. So this, you wondered, is it all hype? Is there anything special about this rinseless? So they did something a little bit different. Not a lot of companies are doing. This is 100% surfactant based. So typically with your rinseless washes, you have like all polymer based rinseless or surfactant based, and as of late, more hybrid based. So like hybrid ones are like, I think, Detail Co Nemesis, Armor Detail Supply Hero, DIY Rinseless. Those are all hybrid. Technically, polymer based or hybrid ones technically are a little bit slicker under the wash media, whereas surfactant based, in theory, are better cleaners. Sometimes they get foamy. So just some food for thought there, but we're gonna jump into the video. I will overlay, I actually have a dirty car. This sat outside. It's got some raindrops on it. It's got some dirt and dust. So you'll see that on there. Now, for those that are new or for those watching the UK who still aren't convinced about Rinseless, Rinseless is huge in the United States. I know it's kind of slowly starting to catch on in the UK. There is value there. If the car is like caked in mud and has like grit and debris, like heavy debris, you're not gonna rinseless wash. I'd say for what I show you on my vehicle, that's where I'm comfortable touching the car with rinseless wash. Any more than that, I'm gonna do a traditional foam, rinse foam, do the bucket wash and kind of go deep on there. Rinseless isn't designed to clean, incredibly dirty cars. So with that said, we'll jump in. I'm only gonna show you two different dilutions. I'm not gonna jump into glass cleaning and all that stuff, but let's get into the video, you guys. Okay, guys, there's a few dilutions that they recommend here. $3.99 to 1 for interior glass wipe down, $3.49 for highly maintained vehicles that require a quick wash, $2.56 to 1, the ultimate cheat code and slickest rinseless experience you'll ever have. Okay. $1.49 for complete waterless solution to washing. So we're just gonna try $3.49 to 1 and $2.56. So I have my dilution calculator here. I have 12 liters in the bucket. So that's 12,000 milliliters. So that is $3.49 to 1 requires 34 milliliters of solution. So okay, there's your little solution. So right bucket will be $3.49, mix that up. And then the next one for $2.56, just gonna change it, 47 mils. Okay, a little bit more. Goes in the bucket just fine. Smell is pretty nice. I'm trying to think what someone said pear. Someone's saying pear, but I thought I read someone else said banana Laffy Taffy. I actually get more banana Laffy Taffy. Now, smell is like subjective, and apparently colors are too. You tell someone it's pink, but they're gonna say it's blue. So smell is pleasant. It's not over like chemically smelling or anything like that. And it's just really nice. So we'll get into that. So a few options today. I'm gonna use these two sponges just because they're lighter colored so we can actually like see the dirt. And then they developed it to work with their wash pad. So this is the Yum V2 wash pad. I don't use wash pads, and I also don't like towels when I rinseless wash. I do prefer sponges. These are my preferred method. So this is the McKee's sponge. This is the Armor sponge. Again, I picked these because they're lighter in color. And then we'll also try it with their preferred dilutions. So we'll get these on here and then stick around because I'm gonna foam it on top of that and see how it performs. So first and foremost, let's try the 3.49 to 1. Okay, I have the 3.49 to 1. So what I will do is pre-spray this, and I'll just pick a sponge. Actually, I'll use their wash pad just to see how it feels. So we're gonna pre-spray the surface to try and encapsulate the dirt. Okay. Performs just fine. And so I'm gonna dip their wash pad in the bucket. I don't really get very much foam there, so that's really good. I'll get you a shot of it in the bucket. So I'm gonna rinse it out. All right. So under the wash pad, feels pretty slick. Got some good dirt there. You can see that. So I'll stop there and I'll, actually we'll bring it in the bucket for you. Dunk it, I'm not gonna agitate. Yep, releases all the dirt. Pretty good. So I'll get back to my panel here. It is interesting, I've never rinseless with a wash pad, but yeah, it feels pretty slick actually at 349 to 1. Some good dirt there. Yep, came right off. I'm gonna repeat this with the sponge. Get some more on the surface so it's fair. Alrighty, so going in with the sponge, more traditional. Okay, so sponge feels less slick, and I understand it definitely depends on the media you're using. If you have a broken in sponge, it could feel slicker, but definitely with the sponge, it feels less slick. So that's something I'm noticing. It still glides very, very well at 349 to 1, but it definitely feels less slick. I think the wash pad was kind of designed with it, so it works really well. I think the fibers in that help that glide really easy. So, you know, nothing to be disappointed about. All right, so I sprayed some on the glass. So we'll see, I just wanna see how that dries. And then we'll see if how I feel about that. Okay, these are 256 to 1. This is more traditional. Mix that up. Fill up our spray bottle. Filled up. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. All right. Okay, that puts out a lot of product. All right, so to be fair and objective, I'm gonna try it in the same dilution and squeeze this out as much as possible. All right, so it's pretty much wrung out. I'm gonna put it in the 256 to 1 solution. Squeeze it out, just a little bit dripping, so that's good. Noticeably slicker. See if we can get some more dirt for you here. I'm not putting any pressure here, just going in the straight lines. So kind of hard to tell. I can see it in person. It's kind of on the edges. So we'll dunk it. Yep. Dirt comes straight out. So that's good there. Let's try it with the McKee's sponge now. Get a little bit more on the surface. Okay, just barely dripping. Okay, noticeably slicker at 256 to 1 with the McKee's sponge. I'm gonna go put the Armor one in there just to make sure it wasn't just that sponge. But yeah, feels really slick. See if we can get some good dirt for you. Okay, so there's some good dirt. See that in there? Rinse it. Yeah, releases dirt, no problem. Pretty solid there. It dries super well. Now you can spray it on. You can spray on their quick detailer or any quick detailer and use that as a drying aid. I typically like to dry the car first like this with no pressure with my towel, and then I'll come back and apply a drying aid. Right, I'm just really gonna apply it to the surface. Just for a little pop of gloss. So that's good there. So I have 30 ounces of water and 2 ounces of product in here of the Yum. I'll show it with you. This is 2 first, so I'll show you 1 ounce next. I'd say that foams. I'd say that foams. So we'll take our 256:1 mixture, squeeze it out. We'll see if this kind of knocks down the foam. They don't advertise that it foams, or they don't say, you know, we want you to foam it. But you see what happens, right? If it foams, you're left with a lot on the surface. That's kind of the reason why I don't really like foaming rinselesses, because you're kind of left over with a lot of residue, right? And then so you're gonna have to wipe this off. Now some of you may use this as a pre-wash and literally just like rinse it off, which is cool. But I'm just not a fan of foaming rinselesses. Now again, this is 2 ounces of product, so maybe it was like a little overkill, but some of the other ones, I actually think some of the other ones call for 2 ounces. So I don't think it's anything crazy. So we'll see if it wipes off okay. Even at that high dilution, I'm not seeing any streaks. Yeah. Yeah. It's not leaving anything. There's a little streaking. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of residue. Maybe a little bit of residue left, but again, like they don't advertise it to foam. They don't advertise it to use 2 ounces. It's nothing, no negative marks, but it's a surfactant base, so I wanted to see if it foamed. Sure enough, it foamed. So for you hybrid lovers who do love to foam their rinseless, you can foam it. It's just basically more runny at 1 ounce. I was gonna do the 1 ounce for you. It's just a little bit more runny, but it still kind of foams for you. So there's a great option there. It doesn't really foam in the bucket actually as much. So here is the 256:1. You know, really not that much foam. Like a little bit of foam, but not that much. All right, so I just hit this panel. Last thing you can do if you want to optimize like the slickness or the safest way, you could just respray a little more rinseless for like added lubrication, or you can use any quick detailer you want. This is the Yum quick detailer. This stuff is, it's the slickest. It's the slickest on the market, period. So you can just spray a little bit on the panel. This is full strength. So that's there, just a light mist. And then you would go ahead and dry it with your drying towel, and it just adds, woo, my goodness. It just makes it that much better. Yeah, pretty solid experience, 0 streaks. You saw I even over applied a little bit of the QD, but this works really well. Their quick detailer even at 1:1, and now your car is glossy and protected. I would keep it real with you. I would keep it real with you if I didn't like this. I'm not actually like a huge rinseless wash fan. Do I use it? Yeah, I use rinseless maybe every other week. I see the value in it, especially if you're running a business. I see that it cleans. I have seen that it's safe. I don't believe it scratches unless you're doing it on a muddy car. So I think I'm more objective when it comes to testing and reviewing rinseless wash than others, just because like I don't like love rinseless. This is really good. It's really good. A little bit thicker consistency, but really high dilutions. 349:1 was good. I don't know, like it did just as good of a job. I think it was definitely a little bit slicker at 256:1. So I'll probably just use it at 256:1 and call it a day. Even if there's light dust, it's just the dilution we're all used to, and I don't know, it just felt slicker. So I'll just do that for added lubrication. I don't really have any notes. I don't have any notes. If you want to foam it on, you can foam it on. I think it's really, really nice. I'll overlay. I wetted that glass on the other side and kind of walked away. So by the time you're seeing that, that was on the glass for probably over 5 minutes. And there's still some areas that are actually still wet. And then you'll see there are some spots on the actual glass. Now, I didn't use DI water. So if I use DI water, you might not even see those spots. But anyways, I wipe it off and it still flashed away. So no issues there. So even if it does dry on the paint, you're probably okay to just wipe that off. Like, it is a little bit more expensive than other ones, so I will call that out. So Yum Rinseless is $22.10. Detail Co's Nemesis is $9.99. Pans is $17.99. DIY is $16.99. And Fine Lab Rinseless is $22.40, but that's for a liter bottle. So it is up there in price. I think the Garage Therapy is more expensive technically at $24.99, but Garage Therapy also says you can use it up to 5/12 to 1. So you can do all the crazy math. I know it has to be imported, so it's a little, you know, there's tariffs and things, so it's a little more expensive. Really, really good experience. In my cabinet, I rotate between O&R V6, Hero, Absolute from P&S. I have BioWorks Rinseless in there, which is 100% surfactant based, really, really good cleaner. But this is really solid. I'll continue to play with this. These are my first impressions. I like to do some first impressions on certain products. I like to give you, after I've used it for a while, and tell you if I really like it down. So look, I hope you guys enjoyed that. By the way, no one sent this to me. I paid for this. I paid full shipping and paid for this. I'll overlay it on the screen. Yeah, I'll link this below. You guys, if you're Rinseless fans, I definitely endorse it. They did a really good job. My code will save you 10% off. FD10 save you a little bit of cash, but you should definitely check this out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye all.